So just you need to put a slash and write what you are looking for. And it can exactly get that and display that. That means in the URL, it will be passed in this way. That means you can even pass in the try in URL with this, then it can directly access and use it. From the link it will come. At the same time, we can directly access and use it. This is a basic example how generally we can use the route parameters, how we can configure the route parameters. Now, here we just basically learned the process. First thing is how the parameters are configured in the path. Second, how do we pass the values into those parameters? Third, how we can access and use the parameters. For that, we need activated route and snapshot. So this you can implement now in different examples. That means how you deal with examples. Another example, let's take a look here. So means we will put some data, and through the data we will try to achieve that functionality. One simple example we will use here. Okay, so what I'm doing here is initially I will create another component. I will generate another component. First, I will generate some data. That means create a service. In the next example, I will show you how we can get the data from a server-side technology and use the data. HTTP service, we will see that. Means API, consuming the APIs, we will see that. Here, ng generate component, and here the component, we are not component, generate a service, ng generate service. ng generate service, so we will create a service called data is the service name. Okay, so skip test equal to true. I'm generating a service. We already learned about the services. I'm generating a service. Yeah, so let's go to this service. So generate a service. So first step is generate a new service. So service, and this is the service. Okay, and once you generate the service, next step is let's go to that service. So we will go to that service, data service.ts. We know the structure of the service, and we know how this service works and how the service is used. Here I am creating this service for handling some data. So what I will do is I will hard code some data here. So public, so get categories. Get categories is a method which will return a list of categories. So it will have a category ID 1, and it will have a category name some category name, electronics. Okay, so that is the category ID and category name. And another, here we defined category 2. Category ID is 2, and category name as some footwear, like this. These are the two categories we have. So category 1 and category 2. Fine. Now next important, this is one method. So let's create another method, get products. That means two service methods are there, and this return another array of products which contain all the category related products. So then it will return. So product ID and name and yeah, and price and one more is category ID. So category ID is 1. That means we are configuring a little relation between these two, relation between category and products. Let's add some 4 products here. So this is 2, yeah. So this is 2, 3, and 4, and the names here we have some earpods. Okay, and here we have Nike casuals. Okay, here we have some Lee Cooper boot. Okay, Lee Cooper boot. Okay, like this. And here we have some JBL speaker. Okay, I have that images there. So generally different price and different options are configured here. Okay, category IDs we are changing it to 2. So these are related to footwear. Fine. This is a collection of products and collection of categories. That means we have these two. We have these two. So now this is related to data. So we have data in a service. Now we need to register the service. So let's put this. That means this is the service we need to create, and this is data.service.ts. In that, this is the logic we have maintained in that service. Next, we have to register. We have to register service. How we can register the service? In the app module.ts, and in the providers we have to register data service. We need to register the data service. Okay, in the providers data service. Okay, so in app.module.ts we have to register it. Fine. So our data is there. So our data is ready. So data service is ready. Okay. Next, now we need to generate components to interact with them. We need to generate components to interact with them. So let's see what we are doing is we are generating a component. ng generate component categories list skip test equal to true. Categories list is one component. Okay, where I want the list of categories. Okay, good. That is one option. Another, we have products. So another, I'm adding a products list. I'm adding a products list. So categories list, products list. Okay, 2 components are there. Products. Categories list and products list. These are the 2 components we are adding. So 2 components are added here. So add following components. ng generate component, one is categories list. Okay, ng generate component, another one is products list. Okay. Now what I need to do here is I need to display the list of all categories. So go to categories list component. So let's go to the categories list component. In the categories list component, I need to display the list of all categories. Then you know that we have to inject the service into it. So private, and that is data